It could be a kitsune ponytail.
What's happening right now is MacLeod's video is not working, so Leeanna here is drawing a beautiful picture on the stream for you guys.
I want to see some fire in the eyes.
I think this looks pretty regal. All right.
Drum roll. You captured my true self.
Did you notice the little rose that I put in there? That
I
was just a
did.
gift for you.
I have the beautiful drawing. Everybody can see Leanna's beautiful art. All right, now that that's out of the way, you guys ready? I'll allow them to introduce themselves, so go ahead.
I'm Leeanna Albanese. The reason that I'm here is because I play Erina in Persona 5 Tactica.
And I am the Snake Lord teddy bear. My public mask is MacLeod Andrews. I played Toshiro in Persona 5 Tactica.
All right, so to get started, I just want like a bit of history. So like, why voice acting, or like what led you here?
I think the quickest answer is whenever the teacher in school asked, like, who wants to read from this book or this section, I was the first hand up. And then someone else would get called and they'd be like, they're messing with it.
That is a perfect analogy.
Done that way better. Yeah, no, I've always loved the spoken word. My mom was a producer for a educational children's theater, so I grew up exposed to theater from an early age. And I did theater in New York. Made some movies with some buddies. I've always done voiceover kind of in the background, audiobooks and such. And then, you know, fun things like video games and animation and commercials even. I'm a weirdo. I like doing commercials. It's a fun challenge. Like, it gets so granular, the direction, so it's always an interesting puzzle. It's like a verbal puzzle. But anyway, yeah, I guess it was always meant to be is my answer.
The thing about the reading in class,
for you,
that's...
bro.
No,
Yeah.
it's true. And you're selling yourself short on the audiobooks thing. I've stopped you. I know your business. So for me, my first professional acting job was actually voiceover, which is pretty unusual. There's this cool animation professor at a college near where I grew up. Like, formerly Pixar was like just doing a proof of concept for something, and he wanted like local actors. And so me and my best friend at the time auditioned, and we got the parts, which was crazy, playing best friends in his little project. And I did it, and I was like, this is so fucking cool. This is the coolest thing in the world. Am I allowed to swear? Can I swear?
oh, yeah.
I'm swearing? Okay.
Oh, of course.
Because it's gonna happen. Yeah, so we did that project together. I thought it was the coolest thing in the world. And I went to theater school and like totally forgot that voice acting existed. I did an internship where I worked on shows that a bunch of voice actors worked on. And I was like, this community is so cool. These people are so cool. Also, I love video games and animation. And that was when I was 19, and I kind of shifted my mindset of like, I was like, I'm gonna go to New York and do the theater thing. And then it kind of went whoop.
Wow, that is really, really cool. So like, you guys both have a lot of variation in the industry in general, whether it's with audiobooks or the other voice work that you've done. I want to know, like, what's your favorite part?
Like, of the process?
Yeah, process, or it could even just be like getting to see the final product. Like, what is the thing that you look forward to the most with what you do?
Oh. This doesn't happen as much in VO, but if I could live in rehearsals for the rest of my life and get paid money to do rehearsals all the time, that's what theater school is, then I would do that for the rest of my life. My favorite part of acting is working with other people, be it collaborating with a director or working face to face with other actors. Other actors make me a better actor and a better person, so that's what I like about it.
I definitely can relate to that too, because I also went to theater in university, and like my favorite week was strangely Tech Week. I love Tech Week so much. The rehearsal, like heavy rehearsal process, like it's great. I love that process so much.
That's pretty much my answer verbatim. The thing I like about working on film sometime is you basically film the rehearsal process. You get the chance to iterate and find it. Doing this video game, it's the same. You're finding it in the moment, they're recording it, and then they're grabbing that moment of inspiration. In New York, I really came to yearn for the college days when you would have all this rehearsal, and then you'd have like 3 performances, and then be like, wow, we did that thing.
Kind of along those lines, is there a big difference between like voicing for audiobooks versus gaming industry? Like, how different is that process?
Yeah, it's extremely different. I mean, first and foremost, with a video game, generally you have no idea what you're about to do because the industry is very secretive. Like, I had no idea that I was going to be playing Toshiro. I didn't even know what game I was in until I walked in the room for my first day of work.
Wow.
So audiobooks are very long. It's a lot of talking. It's a little bit more lonesome, a little bit less collaborative. It's pretty much, hey, we're going to cast MacLeod, and that is where the collaboration ends. So I adore doing video games, animation, and even commercials because of the collaborative aspect of it.
And on that note, are you guys gamers? Did you grow up playing video games at all?
I did.
Do you have a favorite?
I do. It's the Blood Omen series, the Legacy of Kain Blood Omen. I'm dating myself hard. Soul Reaver 2, and then Legacy of Kain Defiance. I know we're talking Persona, but I played Final Fantasy 7, Final Fantasy 9.
Heck yeah.
The last video game I played was probably Witcher or Tomb Raider, and then I had kids and put my controller away.
Define gamer, you just did, buddy.
Yeah, that's a gamer. How about you, Leeanna? I know you mentioned BioShock before.
Ditto, BioShock is my favorite game of all time. My room kind of is BioShocky, just in the color scheme. And I already showed this off, but I have a Big Daddy on my desk right here. But I'm a big time gamer. I have a gamer chair. I have the Razer Kitten headphones. I love the Borderlands series. I love Dragon Age. I try to play a lot of indie games. Hypnospace Outlaw, Inscription, Paradise Killer. I've developed a couple of indie games. I did that in school. That was fun.
Moving right along, I would like you guys to paint us a picture with words on...
But Leanna's already done it so well with literal paint.
Don't flatter me.
Could you paint us a picture with words on like the process of acquiring the roles of Erina and Toshiro? I know that you mentioned that like you don't get to know anything beforehand, but like after that, what does that feel like? What is that process like?
Most people get auditions through their agents. This one came through just because I was on PCB's like casting list because I did a class with them. It's a very good class if you're interested in acting for games. This doesn't always happen on auditions, but sometimes they'll give you a little image of the character. I was scrolling through and reading all of the sides, and I got to Toshiro's, and I was like, that looks very familiar. And so then I did more investigation into the actual images themselves. They were cropped, and I was able to like uncrop them. And I saw Erina's. She has like the headshot, like the traditional Persona headshot in hers, and I was like, this is for a freaking Persona game.
Oh, you knew right away?
And then I flipped out, and I was like, oh my god, this is the most intense audition of my life, because I love the series. And I did not, in my wildest dreams, think it was for Persona 5. I had no idea what it could possibly be for. Had I known, I probably would have been more scared. And I sent my auditions off, and then I heard back. I figured I was brought in for like incidentals, background characters, some kind of NPC, and I got there and they were like, are you excited? And I was like, yeah, I'm excited. And they were like, it's a big day, because it was my first AAA game, and I was like, yeah, it is a big day. And they were like, you got a lot of work to do. And I was like, what do you mean I got a lot of work to do? This is like a one-off, right? And they were like, no, you're like the guy. And I was like, what do you mean? I didn't understand until the end of my session. They were like, okay, we're gonna book you for some more. Every single time I was surprised that there was more. And had I known going into it, I would have lost my shit. So I'm glad that I didn't know anything, to be honest.
Yeah, I was blissfully ignorant, so so anxiety didn't play that much of a role, which was great.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
I think I auditioned for Toshiro and his father, as is the best for self-preservation. I sent out my audition and I forgot about it, and I don't think I got cast until like a month or two later. I unfortunately hadn't heard of Persona before doing this, and holy shit, it's amazing.
Welcome.
Like, what a wonderful thing to get to discover. And I walked into the studio on the day of, and Val, the director, was like, do you want to know what you're doing? And I'm like, yeah, I think that would probably help. She said, are you ready for your life to change? I was like,
Ooh.
I think so. I really like my life, but yeah, let's go.
It's so ominous.
no, I'm good as is.
I'm
We're
good.
cool.
I'm good. I'll see you later.
Thanks for no thanks. I'll see myself out.
You know, and then she was like, you're one of the main characters in Persona 5 Tactica, and I was like, awesome. I still didn't know what it was.
Cool, still don't know.
I was like, cool, still don't know, but like, you can tell me anything. I just love doing this. Val, especially, is an incredible director, which makes it so easy to just kind of relax and take her lead and know that you're in good hands. The character, just based on his bio, used my diaphragm, a little bit more head voice, you know, took him up here, got rid of the grit a bit. A little bit more commanding, a little bit more polished, and just kind of kept pushing him up into mixing in a little head voice with him, as opposed to my usual, like, hey, what's up? And then, like, as we went, I just kept discovering all these different facets of his character that I got to play, and I was like, get the F out of here. This
You can
is
swear, it's okay.
awesome. And when it really started to hit me is when we got into the dubbing sections and like seeing the animation. I was a little bit slack-jawed. I was like, holy shit, this is incredible. And it ended up being just a dream role. Just getting to play a character from so many different angles was about the best ever.
I just finished yesterday, so yeah, that you guys, phew, spoiler free, but like
all the stuff we know. He's a pretty cool guy.
he is. You both are. You both absolutely incredible jobs. Is there anything that you do to prepare for your characters before you go and record for these sessions? Any rituals that you guys have before you get started?
I need to wiggle. My body needs to be relaxed. I'm a physical worker, and I grew up dancing. I relate to the world very physically. If my head is somewhere and my body is somewhere else, it's not happening. It's like this for like a minute straight. I can get too cerebral. I very much have to like forget everything and just be present.
But that's, I think, one of the coolest things about video games is you don't get a chance to get in.
No, you
because
exactly.
it just flies at you in the moment.
Yes.
You're like, okay.
Do you wiggle, MacLeod?
I don't know if I wiggle. I kind of,
You should try it.
I'll do, well, I'm not wiggle free. I'll do the perimeter of the room and just kind of, it's not really claiming the space, but just familiarizing myself with the space. During breaks, I'm usually on the floor. Like in terms of before the actual like gig at home, I'll try to be a little kinder to myself the night before, not drink or fewer cups of coffee in the morning. If you're a coffee drinker and then suddenly you're like, okay, I'm not gonna drink coffee, that can mess you up too, because your body's used to operating the way it's used to operating. So I put my snake hat away in my snake hat box.
Right.
And
you take your unicorn horn off?
I take my unicorn horn off and I put it in my breast pocket so it's close to my heart. And I take my kitsune tail and I put it on my face and it becomes my beard.
Oh, okay.
I'm seeing the vision now. Yeah, I didn't draw your beard.
My daughter says, and maybe I started this, but we call it other face when I shave my beard. So sometimes she'll be like, be other face Johnson.
She'll command you.
You want to go shave with me? And she's like, yeah. I'm like, nah, I don't want to.
That's adorable. Do you guys have any roles that you aspire to have one day, or like dream roles per se?
That's such a can of worms because the answer
no.
is so many things.
Oh.
Obviously, I mean, I would do anything to be in a BioShock game. That's just like
Oh, yeah.
goal of goals, dream of dream, or a Ken Levine game. And this is such like a basic actory thing to say. I want to play Hamlet at some point in my life.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Or just to be in Hamlet, even if I get too old, which hopefully happens. Hopefully I get old. I want to play a villain. I sound too cutesy, I think.
You can go there. A cutesy villain sometimes is the most terrifying.
Yeah, they're just rarer. They're just not as common. I would love to play somebody like really, really evil, gross, disgusting, horrid.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more with that. It's that the play. It's kind of like an addiction, is just that moment of taking a word off the page and like it sparking something in you and it filtering out through your body and your mouth, and hopefully it resonates with other people. I would like to be doing more video games and animation, at least within voiceover, just because of that collaboration. I miss it a lot when I'm just back to back audio booking. It'd be fun to do TV one day, but like I kind of gave up the on-camera pursuit at a certain point because the pursuit is miserable. But the pursuit of voiceover is actually a pretty great time.
Before I got cast in this, like being in a Persona game was one of those like big lifetime career goals.
It ended up being that. I was like,
that's precious.
Doing a game of this size, and again, I basically got to play Hamlet. Like,
yeah, kind of.
Do you guys have like a favorite line that you recorded in particular with Erina and Toshiro? Or moment or scene?
The line itself is not a spoiler. If I talk about it at length, maybe it becomes one. But, so anyway, it's, don't you remember when push comes to shove, I take care of business. And there's, on its own, the line's not terribly inspirational, but when you take into account the context, I think it's a pretty momentous line.
Huh. It's a good one.
All my favorite lines are spoilery.
You could do a spoiler one. We could just
I'll
give
talk
a warning.
about it as vaguely as possible, and I think MacLeod probably already knows this from our brief interactions with each other. Most of the things in the Third Kingdom, I just loved doing. I had a blast with all of it, especially the end. Really enjoyed everything with the boss. So favorite line, I don't know if I have, but favorite scene, experience time, that whole chunk.
That's a good chunk.
It is, it's a good chunk. It is, it really is.
You both went wild. It was good. Do you guys have a favorite Phantom Thief?
It's Ryuji. He's my favorite. I showed this, right? I have the other Gikaku. Like keychains. Ryuji just sits on my desk because he's my favorite. I really relate to Morgana and Makoto a lot. They're also up there, but it's Ryuji's number one.
How about you, MacLeod?
Obviously, it's Erina. Although I guess she's not a Phantom Thief.
Oh, that's cheating!
She's in like weird limbo.
That is true. They're both in like a weird limbo. Not counting Erina.
Not counting Erina.
Not counting Erina.
This will be fun because I have not played Persona. I have not gotten a chance to.
Oh, okay.
But I guess it would be the voice actors that I'm drawn to, and Ryuji. I think he's got such.
So fucking good.
He's so dynamic. He's so
He's
dynamic.
so good.
It's like
Max does a really good job.
He's got a great texture. It's really fun. It's one of those voices where you go, "Fuck yeah, I gotta."
Yeah,
Ooh,
Max
I wanna do
Middleton. He's like an actor that I'm obsessed with everything he touches. He always does such a good job. All of the cast does, to be honest, but like his career, I put on a little bit of a pedestal. I think he's so good. Good answer.
That is
Ryuji fan club.
I'll take it.
And then
Ryuji fan club.
I made a point of like checking out. I think it's Akechi, Robbie.
Oh yeah, Robbie. Yeah.
And like I was like, oh, this character is pretty awesome and intense.
Oh yeah, Akechi's my favorite. So yes, the hype is there.
I was gonna ask who your favorite was. Robbie Damon is another one of those actors for me, but Akechi's so good.
Akechi is just so good. It's like the best character for me, and then like Robbie did such a fantastic job. So it's like, oh, the best of both worlds. To move on here, if you had to pick like a few personality traits from Erina and Toshiro, from like the characters that you play, what is something that you really connect with the most, or what's like your favorite part about your character?
The thing that I admire the most in Erina is her bravery. I wish I was braver, and when I see it in other people, especially when applied properly, I think they are the coolest people in the world. The trait with her that I connect to, and that actually like helped me understand her a lot better when I saw more and more of it while we were working, is her silly streak. She's a goofball.
Oh yeah.
And obviously I love a goofball. Also like I love Zenkichi too. I didn't say that, but like goofy guys, can't get enough of them. She's very aspirational for me.
I love the every time Erina would say like give a weird operation name. So silly. It was so cute.
I think what I connected to most and enjoyed, delving into with Toshiro, there are revolutionary archetype characters that are sort of easy to get behind. It's apparent why they're charismatic, why they inspire us. And Toshiro is a character that's full of doubt and who's trying to push past trauma in a very real way. And there's never been a time in his life where he wasn't intensely responsible for something, where he didn't have incredibly weighty expectations on his shoulders. And so there's never been a point in his life where the stakes weren't very high for him and how he needed to behave and comport himself. And so I really loved this chance to kind of go on that journey, basically learning how to bear the weight of all those expectations and responsibilities and mature and find his own kind of bravery and moral courage amidst all that pressure. I think was very, very cool.
It was really inspirational, actually, for me whenever I played it. Connected a lot to it. And how about in each other's characters? What is something that you like about, the opposite? Does that make sense?
When I got in the booth and was seeing the script and started to learn more about like our characters' relationships with each other and just about Toshiro in general, because we really only get to see like little snippets. We're lucky that we got the line before and the line after, and we got some direction and could kind of see around it. And in scenes we got to see a lot of what was going on. And I was like, God damn it, Toshiro's gonna be my favorite character in this game. And he is. Like you said about expectations and the pressures that he kind of grew up with. I think anybody who kind of grew up in that environment, I grew up in that environment, can just really, really relate to him. I love that he gets flustered, and that's probably part of his upbringing, but like I love how he gets flustered. He's a very endearing character. He's both like larger and smaller than life at the same time. which is a funny juxtaposition to have in a character.
It's like, oh, that Eri was the one born into Toshiro's position. She is his North Star. She was the example to him. And I don't know if this veers into spoilerish stuff, but she's...
Watch at your own
sort of-
risk.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, no, you guys are good.
She's the exemplar of the type of leader he should strive to be, perhaps balanced with a certain degree of his cautious reasonability, the will to change things and go against the grain and speak out.
The rebellious part. That's part of the game.
Wow. It's
Yeah.
like his characters were like written or something.
Yeah, like people who spent a lot of time thinking about it.
Right? Like they're like themes and motifs. It's crazy.
Yeah, wow. It's like good writing or something.
Wild.
Erina and Toshiro are just like so special. Both of them. They complement each other very, very well too. And that's what I really, really like is their interactions just feel so genuine and just very real. Felt like they were my best friends along the ride too. Like, I don't know, they were great. You guys portrayed them very, very well. You got definitely
Thank
like,
you.
yeah, that energy definitely came across. Just like the natural relationship, like the natural friendship that they just like came to have. It came across.
Which is crazy. We didn't get to
I know.
I know.
meet each other, you know?
I was
Which is a
saying- I
testament to
was-
Val.
Yeah.
I know.
Well, it's a testament
really
to you
is.
guys too. But yeah, the direction definitely helps that too. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's why she's such a good director, and that's why the games that PCB directs, the acting is always very strong, and it's because they understand how to put those puzzle pieces together.
I just have like some rapid fire questions, and then after we go through those, but all right, rapid fire. Cats or dogs?
Yes,
Dogs.
Pineapple on pizza.
yes,
Yes.
Okay.
nice, good.
What is your comfort movie or series?
Princess Bride.
It's a good one. Sound of Music probably for movie, series, Futurama.
Who do you think would win in a game of chess, Erina or Toshiro?
Toshiro.
Maybe. Yeah, Toshiro. I think
you
Erina would
gonna
probably
say
push
Erina?
Oliver.
You
Well,
should get mad.
I just think Erina would probably whip out the queen right off the bat and just like be like,
Yeah. And then she'd lose and she'd be upset.
Yeah, definitely.
Checkers, I think Arena could win it. Chess,
Yes.
I don't think so.
So chess, Toshiro, checkers, Erina. Would you rather marry Marie in the game or Saruman in Lord of the Rings? Two evils.
And they're both hot. That's the problem. I'm more scared of Saruman than I am of Marie, to be honest. Because here's the thing, with Marie, worst case scenario, I'm miserable. She brainwashes me to think that I'm happy. Okay.
That's a hard agree.
Would you be interested in voicing more in the gaming industry? We already answered that before. Just have to make sure that we end on like the super positive note of like, yes.
Dear goodness gracious.
Please.
All right, so this might be a spoilery question, so just a warning to everyone watching. I want to leave it open for you guys if you want to get into it. Since these two characters have such rich arcs full of emotional complexity, how was it to act out those scenes and get into the loaded, dramatic mindscape of the characters?
For me, again, there's sort of that relentless pace of how video games get recorded, where you just have to leave yourself open to your instincts and what you're getting on the page, because suddenly you're ripping through the spreadsheet and then all of a sudden you're like, wait, oh, and even when it's broken down line by line, you're like, oh shit, this is like a statement of purpose. This is like a mission statement monologue. Okay. Go there, take a big swing, trust your instincts. There isn't much preparation for getting in that headspace. It just kind of smacks you, which I think it depends on the person. It can lead to really spontaneous, not overly heady performance. If you can just kind of leave yourself open and vulnerable and ready, then the lines will guide you.
I would echo that sentiment. Anything that reaches that kind of like heightened state that is a big moment, you know, so to speak, you have to do it. If you don't, drop all your pretenses, get out of your head, and just fucking go where you need to go, it's not gonna happen. You will not get the take that you need.
I think it also clears away the kind of self-reflective tendencies that I think we all have as actors to like, no, I wasn't really feeling it, or no, I wasn't, where it's just like, if it was like I'm just gonna go for it, you know, if I don't have my tears going, that's okay, I'll try and get there, but I'm gonna try and give the performance what it needs, And if Val's happy, I'm happy.
For MacLeod, it might be a difficult question, so... but if Toshiro had a Phantom Thief outfit, so like he doesn't get an outfit like everybody else does. Is there like an image that comes to your mind for Toshiro? That's a toughie.
Turn your eyes to the lovely illustration that Leeanna has made. I think you'll find the answer to your question. Snake hat, given, wrapped around a unicorn horn.
Right, of course.
Kitsune ponytail.
Obviously.
Teddy bear with a rose clutched tightly in his hands, and a big metal boot. And shake things up. I don't think I have a better answer than that.
No, that is a perfect answer. Don't you worry. Last but not least here, we'll wrap it up. Do you guys have any planned convention appearances, or can they request you for said conventions? The audience would like to see you guys, basically.
That's sweet of you. Yeah, no planned appearances. Again, the best way to see actors is to go to your local convention and figure out who's organizing and request them to come out. I work with an organization called Queervox. We tend to do, within the SoCal area, we'll do panels and stuff, and I tend to help out with those. Same with Nerds Vote, which is essentially a voter registration organization run by Courtney Taylor and JP Karliak, who are wonderful actors, and we do panels with that. So if you want to see me, I'll be around there.
Same, I'll go anywhere. I'm very new to the con scene and what it all means, so I'm kind of stumbling my way forward through it and figuring out how it works from the acting side. No, nothing planned, but if anybody wants me to show up somewhere, I might not be able to because I've got 3 kids, but I'll do my best.
Aw. Yeah, 3 kids is a lot to manage.
They're great.
Godspeed, yeah.
But yeah, make sure you guys request them if you want them to show up at your convention. Like Leeanna said, that's the best way to get guests or like anybody that you would like to see at a con. You have to let them know that you want to see them. But huge shout out again to MacLeod and Leeanna for coming on for this. I really, really appreciate it. You guys are so sweet with the whole process. Is there anything that you guys want to shout out, where to find you on socials, or like projects that you have coming up that aren't under NDA that you can shout out?
Thank you for having us. This is so silly and fun and very exciting. I'm totally honored to be here. Like I said, Queervox, we are an organization kind of dedicated to increasing casting equity and giving resources to queer actors to kind of make their way in voiceover. Look us up on the internet, queervox.org. We are a 501c3, so it's a charitable organization. If you're looking for a place to donate or you want to be a recipient of what we offer. And then Nerds Vote, which nonpartisan voter registration organization. We're really about getting people to vote in every election, every time. And we go to cons, we help people register, we have cute little stickers. That's what I do. So if you care about what I'm into, that's that. And then to look me up, my name is long and has a lot of vowels in it. But if you go to the Persona 5 Tactica IMDb, you can find my name, put that into Google, and you'll find all my socials and stuff. I stream on Twitch also. I've been like low-key, and I've been playing Tactica. I'm gonna figure out how I can get back in that, and other games, usually something indie.
Thank you. And MacLeod?
I'm gonna, just like Erina, I'm gonna let Leeanna be my strength and say, visit all the places Leeanna told you to visit, because those all are fantastic organizations, and I don't have anything work-wise to pitch. There's some good books that I've done, but
Well, yeah, say the books that you've done.
Yeah.
You can just go on Audible. A really good one was Jonathan Abernathy, You Are Kind, that just came out. Really cool kind of sci-fi, political, or social commentary.
Wow.
You've sold me on it.
Yeah,
Jonathan
me
Abernathy?
too.
Jonathan Abernathy, You Are Kind. Or the Nightmare Before Christmas audiobook.
Oh, well, that came out of nowhere.
'Tis the season.
Bye, everybody. Thank you guys for watching.
Thank you for having us. This was a blast.